So it's Sunday, my day off from working with the machines, but I still need to do maintenance sometimes, and with my day job and the machines in the evenings, this is normally the day I have time to do it. And even this is a new tractor, it still needs a little bit TLC, and right now I got a light service light on, so we need to tackle that and find out what do we need to do then. So let's fire it up. So there we can see the light and 0, so the hours have counted down. I think we were at 930 something hours when the light came on, and yeah, this means we have to do the light service on the tractor. Alright, so I'm just pushing the loader all the way up. That gives us a lot more room to work on the tractor. I could pull the loader off, but when this tractor was in the stable, they had an accident with the loader, so it's a little bit crooked and a pain in the ass to put back on, they told me after they did it. So because the problem with the loader was these bolts was breaking, and so all the bolts broke on one side and the loader got tipped over. So you can see, yeah, on the top of the hood here you can see the scraping from when the loader broke. So it's a little bit crooked, and yeah, I don't want to mess with that right now. I just want to do the change of the oil and everything. So instead of pulling the loader off, we just pull it up. I've had it like this many times and it's never any problems, and I'm not touching anything hydraulic that should make this one go down, so it shouldn't be any problems. The only thing is the hydraulic oil filter, but I don't think that will make the loader drop. It has nothing to do with the valves. So let's just pop the hood and start finding out where everything is. So a quick look in the manual just to be safe and sure, because as you know, this tractor is new to me when it comes to maintenance, so it's nice to just check everything. And here we have every 600 hour, but every 600 hour you are also doing what's every 300 and 150, so you have to keep track on everything down here. So let's see, but for the 600 hour it's change engine oil and filter, fuel filters, and the front filter, and check the wheels. Wheels are no problem because I have just got the summer tires on the tractor, so that's really nice. Here is summer tires all the way around. I'm waiting for new rims for the winter tires, and then I will get those home, but the shop is fixing everything, so pretty expensive for tires for these big machines. But yeah, it's no use running the winter tires and ruining them in summertime, pulling the trailer and everything, so it's much better like this. So we can see down there is the hydraulic oil filter, one big filter, and behind here is the fuel filters, oil filter and everything. So the oil filter I will do when I get oil. And yeah, since we are out walking, let's take a look at what's in here. Check this out, huh? Sometimes I've seen this on my channel, old Massey Ferguson. So this one is my good friend's tractor. He bought it recently, and yeah, as you can see, we have, or he is working on it, started to pull the engine apart. And the reason why is because it stopped suddenly for the previous owner, and we can see here that the valves have been hitting the pistons. So now we are just, or he is checking timing and everything, and finding out that if everything is correct. But everything seemed to be correct up here, so we are a little bit lost of why the piston have hit the valves. But I guess we will find out of it sooner or later. These engines we know inside out because we did the engine on my Massey Ferguson. I had 2 times. We pulled everything apart, changed the liners for the pistons, everything, and put back together. So first time was because I messed up the timing and I broke a bolt and cracked a cylinder sleeve. So then I had to do it again. But this is a much nicer one than the one I had. It's a big cabin with a lot of room and everything, so it's really nice. So this one was a really good buy, and big windows. And see how clear this window is, just like you can put your hand through it, huh? So here are the filters for the fuel. I'm actually not quite sure what the third one is. There is no mention of it in the... but could be an oil filter, because when I ordered the filters for it I got one like this, that is oil filter. Luckily the last guy that had done this just did it like the manual says, just tighten by hand. See if we hit the pan. Yes. Right, let's see if the other one. Yep. Okay, we need to release. There is a sensor to pull off. Should just be a clip. There we got it. And now it starts to rain. Hooray. So this one looks like this. I just need something. So this is the sensor that sends if it's water in the filter. Yep, no problem. Then we built it over. So looking at the manual closely, you can see that this is an oil filter. There are two. And this one, it's a pain in the to get to, that's for sure. I would guess it would have been easier if I had remembered to turn the wheel before starting this, but nope. This tool for filters are just awesome. They are so easy to use, and you can get almost anywhere with them. But this is probably the most messy filter to change. Upside down filter. Who figured out that was a good idea? We are hitting the pan. That's nice. And as you can see, it was oiled. Oil filter first. Ew. Should be good enough. And it was filtered with the sensor on. And just tighten by hand. So that was the fuel filters and one oil filter. And yeah, let's see if we can. So you're also supposed to check this front filter here, right there. See if there is a glass there, and if it's water in it, you should change it. But so for airing, you need to release this one. So for letting the air out, okay, I think I will use a socket. So like this, open the air screw, and you'll let air out, and then you can start pumping. Okay, I know what I did wrong. I should have filled up the filters before I put them back on. Stupid. That's a problem of working on small machines. Then there's never a problem like this. Bigger machines, there is a problem like this. So if I just remember that, my thumb wouldn't hurt right now, and we would be on for the next part of the service. Alright, take 2, filled up with diesel fuel. Should be a little bit easier pumping. Probably should have started with this filter, but here we are. Oh no, this is too big. Fuck. Was it the wrong way? No, yeah, probably. Whew. Almost not heavy. Shit. Alright, new filter, let's get it on. So for all the old filters, I just make a bucket, cut a hole in it, and drops everything in there. Makes no spill a lot easier. Fuck. Ah, it's slippery as, yeah, you could see. It's really slippery. Oh, it's just barely fitting up. Almost full bucket, and still I have one more filter to change. Oh well. Alright, it's the next weekend and it's time to continue the service of the New Holland tractor. And I left the lights on. So let's just go ahead. Tractor is nice and warm. Let's empty out the oil and continue the service. And last time, or last weekend when I started this service, I talked about the filter down here for oil that I didn't have. Well, I talked with the shop that is doing services on these tractors, and that is not for oil, it's for hydraulic oil. So I don't need it. I already changed the filter then it's just the oil left to change, and it's nice and black. So now it's just draining it out. All right, let's figure out where the oil comes out. This one maybe? Air conditioning is dripping. Yeah, I would guess that one. Yep, probably this one. So I brought a 19mm, not even close to being the correct one. Alright, this might get interesting. Where do the oil go when we open it? Is it room for... Well, it was a little bit torn up because of this filter. You ain't getting... Okay. Alright, I got it. Alright, let's try to hit the bin. The oil is probably really hot. I think we are about where we need to be. Yeah, it drips in the bin. Yep. Almost no spill. Since that one is still draining, and guess where the plug went? As long as you're changing oil, there is 100% guarantee that whatever you will lose in the bin. But here is a grease circ, and that one is every 300 hour, so that means that this 600 hour service is also that one. So we got one there, and one up here, right there, and this I think should be one that is broken off, so we need to change that one out, and same on that side, and I think it's some on the other side also. But let's start with this one. Then the one up. Okay, did not take much. So that's good. That means it has been lubricated before. Alright, on this drive shaft we also have one right there. So that one probably needs some grease too. Oh yes, there it's squirting out. Try and keep things a little bit clean. That's never a bad idea. Alright, then it's the same two on that side, and then we will take a look on the one on the front side. So here I'm pretty sure there should be a grease zerk, but there's nothing left, so let's try and take it out and see what it is. I had to stop the service yesterday because I had the Kubota rented out and it's got a broken bolt, so I had to go fix it. And yeah, now it's back to the New Holland and finishing off the service. So as you can see, it's wet outside. It's been raining a lot, so yeah, it's time to get some oil in this one and fire it up again. And as you can see, the loader is now down because it's going down really slowly. I have a small leak here in this valve, or in this connection here, so haven't been able to fix it quite yet, but I will buy some kit for fixing it, some new seals and stuff like that. Yeah, the oil is drained out, that's for sure. I think this is the same size, so let's see if the threads are correct. Yep, perfect. Let's see if it will take some grease. And there it is. Easiest way to find something is with the magnet. So there was this. Alright, I did a mistake. Yeah, this is not supposed to be a grease zerk right here. This is actually, when I dried it off, or when I cleaned this one, I could see that it's supposed to be like this. I think this is a pressure relief valve, because right on the other side here is a grease valve. And I didn't see that before. I went under again to put the drain plug for the oil in. So when I got grease out there right now, I think I have blown a seal. So fuck. I didn't make it better, I made it worse. So there is an O-ring there. I guess this is, yeah, you can see now the grease is coming out there. So that is how it's supposed to be. You're greasing on this one on the side, and it's coming out there. And now you can see I have an O-ring put down there. So I have to release these bolts, secure this up, and release those bolts and put the O-ring in place. So I got more work. Oh yay, it started to rain again. But I've been fiddling with this for some time. I have the bolts out and you can see they are loose. I have been trying to get this one to separate so I can put the O-ring back. Not a chance. It's not doing anything. So I've messed up changing this out for a grease zerk. Should probably looked a little bit better before, but I didn't. So you can see the O-ring is sticking out here. It will not fix itself, that's for sure. The O-ring is to keep the grease in here, so probably I need to grease a little bit more often. But the O-ring will go bad when this starts to pivot. It's the pivot point of the front axle. So yeah. Well, I don't have time to mess with it anymore, and it's starting to rain again, and I need to get the lift ready for tomorrow. So yeah, I will just put everything back together, and I will use the tractor to empty the trailer. It's an oil tank on it that I'm delivering in, but I need to take it off, take the lift on, and yeah, so on. Busy days. Alright, then the service is done, and me and Henrik is going to empty out the container that I have rented out. So I will have my son Henrik with me, and so he can film a little bit with the drone. But let's just start up and go ahead. And I also mounted 2 screens, but 2 screens was one too many. They are interference with each other, so I couldn't get any picture. It was just bad picture all the way, so then I found out it was better to just have 2 cameras on one, and then I have an order on extension for the antenna, and I will see if that works better. So we are mid-November, still no snow, and it's about 1.5 months since I started a New Holland service and changed oil and everything there. The only thing I haven't done is cleaned out the radiators with compressed air. I never got to it, and right now I have bigger problems with it. So in a half an hour it's a truck coming here to pick it up, and it's going to a shop 14 miles from here, or 140 kilometers, because it has started to leak oil. So last week I noticed that where it was parked there was always a little puddle with oil under it, black oil from the engine, and on more search for where it came from, I found it coming from the gearbox. So there is a hole under the gearbox. I will show you under here. So if you take a look down here or under, you can see there is a lot of oil everywhere along this cover for the drive shaft. And what have happened with the tractor is that it has blown the seal that are on the crankshaft on the engine towards the gearbox. And the gearbox has if you see there is the pin and a hole, so there is a drainage from the gearbox, so the oil that are leaking from the engine is draining out there, hitting the drive shaft and the cover and going everywhere here. So when I was parked, I started to notice that there was oil on the ground under the tractor last week, and yeah, for changing that seal you have to split the tractor in half, and that is not something I want to do here in my driveway. So it's going into a workshop that are specialists on these tractors. They will do it a lot quicker. We are mid-November, and this weekend I think the snow is coming, like the way it looks like it on the weather reports. So yeah, it's just getting it fixed sooner than later. So that really sucks that this new tractor has this problem, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. So if it decided to blow that seal, it blew that seal. So now it's just getting the forks off and cleaning out everything of my belongings in there, so it's ready to go to the workshop. And one other thing, I will see if they can fix the seal that I broke or pushed out under here with my stupidness removing the release valve for the grease. So well, and the other thing I want them to do is see if they can fix the load dampening. So the damper is not working. I have measured everything and it's power out here. I can feel the magnetism that it's magnetic, the valve and everything, but it's still not working. So yeah, since they first have it there, they can look at it, and when we get it back, then we will install a lot of LED lights on it. So that will be really great. There it is on the truck, ready to go to shop. So let's see how many weeks it is until we see it again. Check it out, it's back from the workshop. They have split it in two and changed out the seal on the crankshaft, and now it's not leaking anymore. And they have also put on a new oil filler cap with some airing in for letting the pressure from the crankcase out, because that was possibly the problem, that the crankcase ventilation was frozen, or not frozen because it's been summer, but I don't know, something with that. And they delivered it straight to the tire shop where I bought the summer tires, and there we have gotten the winter tires on again. So now we have studs in the tires and my new black rims, and I gotta say, wow, I wasn't thinking that it would look so good with black rims on this tractor, but it's so much better than white. So who knows, maybe my summer tires need to get black rims too, I don't know, we'll see. But now the tractor is back. It's 99% in perfect condition now. So the cushioner, or the shock absorber, or what you will call it, for the loader is not working on this one, and I have been searching a little bit about what it could be, try to find the error myself, and there are wires going through here and all the way front here, and it sits under this cover, and here it's a magnet valve. Yeah, you can actually see it, this one. This magnet valve is pulling inside a sleeve that is opening for some nitrogen bottles that are inside here behind these covers, and that valve is not working. I measure 12 volts out there, and I did also feel that the magnetic valve was magnetic, but I couldn't figure out what was wrong then. But when it was at the shop, they looked at it and they found out that it's broken, so they ordered me a new one, so it's coming in the mail soon. And yeah, else the service part of this one is done. There is nothing else to do. I will lubricate up everything, and with grease and stuff like that now before the winter comes. We have to try and fit the snowblower. That will be a different video, and I'm installing a bunch of LED lights on it, and that is something I'm starting with today, so that's also for a different video. But yeah, so I'm really happy with the workshop that made, whoop, it's a little bit slippery. It's actually the 3rd of December today, and not much now, but I'm really happy with the workshop. They did it in one day. They split the tractor, changed the seal, put everything back together. Imagine how long time I would have used outside here doing the same work. Oh man, that would have been weeks, I think. Okay, that's it for this video. Now we will change the magnetic valve still. Okay, I did a little bit of searching, fault searching here, checked the valve, and everything there is okay. It's opening like it should and everything. So then I checked the gas containers that are holding nitrogen for the shock absorber for the loader, and one of them is empty of gas, so it was full of oil. So then I can't fix this today. I need to order parts, and yeah, my plan is to release this video tomorrow or the day after maybe. So I will end this here, and then I will do its own video on searching for the fault and changing out the containers for nitrogen in another video. So that's it for this time. Service is done, ready for winter. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for fixing this stuff.